On today's DNVR Broncos podcast, we are talking about the injury to Brandon Jones, who will replace him, and the Broncos made an interesting move in the running back room. We're going to break that down and look at where the Broncos stand in the playoff picture and who they might be able to play in the second round. And we are live from Dick's Sporting Goods, a big show starting now. And we are live from Dick's Sporting Goods here for a good cause. And we are surrounded by so much cool gear, Broncos gear, Nuggets gear, and I'm surrounded by two cool guys. Henry Chisholm to my left, Ryan Koenigsberg to my right, flipped actually for today.
Bo Nix.
And Bo Nix right over my shoulder. Shout out to Bo for hanging with us all show
just overseeing.
on this. Yeah, just overseeing the situation. And, of course, shout out to our presenting sponsor, Bet365. Use that code DNVR365 when you sign up. Place a $5 bet after depositing $10. You're going to get $150 in bonus bets. Wow, Bo really is right behind me here.
Yes.
Yeah. Do we always play that music when the show starts?
We do. Yeah.
We never get to hear it without the headsets. I didn't know. That sounds super cool.
Tell us you don't watch film without telling us you don't watch film.
Yikes, yeah.
No self-scouting going on over here. It's kind of like you're the center.
Yeah.
Bo's coming in.
Yeah. Wow. Should I bend over? Wish him luck down there.
It's like the center. There's also a batting cage back there, which I am very tempted by.
Wow.
Oh, that's the thing right behind us.
Yeah, that's it right there. Or right there if you want to look
There's
that
like
way.
football pads and helmets over there.
Thought it'd be a fun bit to put some of the pads on for the show, but they are meant for children.
Well, they fit me then.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, we can put you in the pads. We can put you in the pads.
I mean, this Dick's is so cool. Just looking around, we got a whole golf center to our right.
Yep.
Upstairs is massive. They got basketball hoops to our left. They got literally the football pads.
Park Meadows.
Prime location in
Yes.
Park Meadows as well. And we are just having a great time. So we're not only here because we love Dick's Sporting Goods. We're here because we're partnering with Big Brothers Big Sisters, having a really cool event. Shop with a Pro. We got our guy Justin Simmons coming out here after, and he's going to be shopping. Dick's and us are giving Big Brothers and Big Sisters, every single kid that's out here, money to shop around here at Dick's.
Awesome.
So it's going to be a really, really cool afternoon and evening, talking ball, and then also hanging out with the community here. So shout out to Dick's for having us, and shout out to Big Brothers and Big Sisters for coming out here as well.
Heck yeah, man. Really, really cool opportunity to be a part of this. Brighten up some holidays for some people, to hang out with Justin Simmons, to be here at Dick's, get some Christmas shopping done myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Quite
Very
the
true.
opportunity.
Yeah, I'm going to a wedding next week, and I need to wear something black or blue.
You go to a lot of weddings.
I don't.
He is in wedding peak season, like late 20s.
I know.
Yeah. All of my friends eloped.
Wow.
This is technically an elopement.
What?
I don't know that it's technically an elopement. It's being called an elopement. But it's a semi-formal elopement, which I guess means a suit. And I'm lacking a suit. But that's my plan.
What would you wear to all the other weddings?
Well, I usually just wear like my jacket and some khakis, you know.
Does an elopement mean you do it away from everyone?
That's what I thought.
It is
Yeah,
it's Lexi's brother.
But you can be.
So I think
so
we're
it's like a
just
very
we're
small
close
group.
enough to be invited, yes.
All right.
But I also need to go shopping.
I see a black and blue Nuggets jersey.
Okay.
A Nuggets sweatshirt. It's got black and blue in it.
He would like it, she would not. Yep.
But guys, unfortunately, we got to start before we celebrate. We got to start with some unfortunate news that happened yesterday. The Broncos placed Brandon Jones on the injured reserve, and what really caught my attention from this is just how quickly they did it. We heard from a report from Ian Rappaport that Brandon Jones yesterday afternoon was getting an MRI and then immediately placed on injured reserve. It's a bad sign for him and a bad sign for what it means for the future for him, too.
Yeah, and that comes on the heels of him being ruled out from the game almost immediately. Like, a lot of times it's like, oh, they're checking him out. Oh, okay, he's questionable return. Okay, he's been ruled out. It was just like, he's out. and then he's ruled out. And
Yeah.
so whatever this is feels obvious, and that takes you to bad places, unfortunately.
Yeah, it does. And Mike Kliss put a report out yesterday that said either this is or the Broncos fear that this is worse than Pat Surtain, the pec injury that he had. And Ryan, kind of what you're pointing to, yeah, it does very much seem like that. And, of course, pec injuries can be season-ending. So him being on IR, what the facts we know is that he is going to miss at least the next 4 games. So he's out the whole regular season, and then he'll be out the first Broncos playoffs game guaranteed. And I believe just like the bye week in the regular season, it's the same thing.
No, this cannot be true. This cannot be true. I'm so serious.
Well, especially this one. You got good grounds to stand on.
But I don't understand. So I hope that this comes into play.
Yeah.
But it makes no sense that if you are the best team and you earned a bye week, you will get punished for that by not having that count as a week towards your guy coming back?
And maybe it's not the case.
It can't be. I will be at the league offices tomorrow if this is an actual rule.
Speaking to good old...
Exactly. Just to clarify for you guys. So what we learned during Pat's injury was that if you're placed on IR, it's 4 games, not 4 weeks, meaning the bye week did not count as a week served, if you want to call it that, on IR. And so if that is true of the team that gets the 1 seed, that has to be changed immediately. There's absolutely no reason why that should be in a rule.
Oh, do we have? Oh no, we don't. I thought you had the rule book up. That looks like a rule book. I thought you were going to break out the rules there.
I just think one option would be to go the Weddle route. That's why I just wanted to get my details up for when the Rams signed Eric Weddle out of retirement in early January to go on the Super Bowl run for him. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, it was. We'll get to that in just a second because there is a Weddle route that the Broncos might
there
be
is
able.
a Weddle route.
Might
Is
be
Eric
able to
Weddle
go down.
available?
I mean, he doesn't seem committed to retirement, although it has been 3 years since he last gave it up.
Philip Rivers says that's nothing.
Right.
Steve Atwater's in the building every single day.
He is in the building.
But we will get to replacements. But guys, how much before we talk about replacements does this impact the Broncos? Not just these next 3 games, but I mean, we kind of see where this is going. Like it seems like there's a good chance that he might be out the rest of the season, including however deep the playoff run is for the Broncos. This is a guy who has been just a star since he got here. Remember, he was playing less than 50% of the snaps with the Miami Dolphins before the Broncos signed him. The Broncos gave him a big deal in free agency for a guy that was a backup, and boy, have they been proven right. And Brandon Jones has turned into a value player. At first, people were like laughing at the Broncos, like, why are you paying a backup this much money? And then he comes in, and now it's like, how is Brandon Jones only making $8 million a year? How big of a loss is this for this Broncos defense?
I think it's big. I think that a lot of the time, the team that wins the Super Bowl is one of the healthiest teams. I think even when you go back to Super Bowl 48, one of the problems for the Broncos is that they were missing guys. You know, they didn't have Von Miller out there, for example, among others. And he's pretty good in Super Bowls. Yeah, Chris Harris, also good in Super Bowls. So, yeah, I mean, anytime you lose any starter, it is big. I think that what he does maybe doesn't get all that appreciated because, you know, the Broncos are pretty versatile in their safeties. They play both up in the box. They play both deep. But when push comes to shove, you really want Hufanga in the box, which means Brandon Jones plays deep. And so when you see teams lack explosive plays against the Broncos, a lot of that is he's kind of patrolling all of center field out there. So it stings to lose him. He's a good football player, but now here you are, and you got to figure it out.
Yeah, it's tough. It's definitely tough. And I feel like Brandon Jones is kind of an unsung hero of the defense.
Yes.
Where it's just like there's not a lot of games where, I mean, has he made the top 10 Broncos list once?
No, he hasn't.
I don't think. Yeah, so and that's across 11 wins in a row that we've been doing that. And that's, again, not to say anything bad about him. It's just like he's out there. He almost never is asked to do much. But I think I think it's actually a feather in his cap that a lot of times they're going away from him in the passing game and things like that. So it's a bummer, and I think his value will be seen while he's not there. Hopefully not too much, but I think there will be times in games where like, oh man, that it would be nice to have Brandon Jones. But with that being said, PJ Locke is a very, very good replacement player at this position and probably could be a starter in several places.
It literally was a starter for the Broncos last year, and I think that this impacts the Broncos by the Broncos have so many strengths on the defensive side of the ball, and you can list a handful of strengths that they have on the defensive side of the ball, but their safety group, there's an argument that it's the best safety duo in the NFL with Hufanga and Jones. So losing half of that does hurt. But Ryan, as you said, PJ Locke stepping in. However you want to think of PFF, PJ Locke was the third highest graded PFF defensive player for the Broncos this past week when he came in.
I love PFF right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so he did a fantastic job stepping in, and you talk about how he'd be a starter for other teams. He was a starter for the Broncos last year. Broncos just thought they could get a difference maker at the position with Hufanga, so they signed him. But PJ Locke is very much, I think, a starter in this league, and now he just gets to fill in for him. This is about as good of an option that the Broncos could have had for a significant injury at a position.
Yeah, and I'll touch wood here, but like where it gets scary is beyond that. Yeah. Like you can't build your team to sustain that many injuries, but you're built to sustain one, and that's where most people are in terms of at any given position. So you really hope that you can keep PJ healthy from here on out, because you're going to need him a lot. And behind that you're talking about Devon Key, JL Skinner, far more unproven players.
Well, and then the guy right behind those guys is Keydron Smith, who was just plucked off the Broncos practice squad by the Jets. So kind of crazy that in one day the Broncos lose two safeties in two different ways. So just talking about that depth, yeah, that is it is right there. And Devon Key, what a story he's been this year for special teams. But yeah, you're right. You don't want to go too far down the list there.
Yeah, I mean, PJ Locke is huge. I said it this offseason when there was some talk about cutting him to save the money. I said he is worth his weight in gold. We did the math. He is almost literally worth his weight in gold, which is pretty crazy. Just check the gold prices. Way up. No longer true. He's worth about $13 million in gold at this point, so hopefully somebody got in on that.
Hopefully you invested in gold.
Yeah, hopefully somebody out there was buying gold, because this is a ridiculous chart. But yeah, so no longer worth his weight in gold, but still pretty close to it for this reason, because we all kind of thought it'd be Talanoa Hufanga, if anything, who would have something pop up, just given the history that we've seen from him before. And when that happens, right, we are lacking wood over here.
No, this is wood.
Is it wood? Oh, yeah, it's wood. But yeah, you're lucky to have that insurance. You're lucky to have somebody who's been in the system this long, somebody who you know exactly what he brings to the table. It's tough. There was a chance to people remember the game against the Bills where Josh Allen scrambled around. I think, was it James Cook who PJ Locke was covering, and he covered him for the first 6 seconds but couldn't cover him for the 7th. And that's the memory that Broncos fans have. Right, the 7th second, you need it. But that's probably why he's not a starter at this point too. Like that play, if he just gets there, and he was so close to knocking the ball away. But again, like those are minor complaints. He's a good player. It's just that you had the opportunity to upgrade as a team because you have the money. You were able to bring everybody back, and he just happened to be the guy who got surpassed by the addition.
And being in the locker room after the game and talking to some guys on offense and defense about PJ and filling in for Brandon, they couldn't be more comfortable with him stepping in, and I think that tells you all you need to know. That's how the coaches feel as well. In fact, Sean Payton, sorry, really quick, Ryan. Sean Payton yesterday on the conference call asked about PJ. He said he played real good. Yeah. So a lot of confidence from the Broncos there.
I got one more take on this after the break.
All right.
Oh. Shout out to Dick's Sporting Goods. That's where we are today, and there's no better place to be, especially with the holiday music. Just get you in the shopping mood. I obviously buy everything from Dick's. This is a hoodie from Dick's. I've actually not taken great care of it, like wearing it in places I probably shouldn't. A lot of hot water and like high heat in the dryer. Still just a great hoodie, just like anything from Dick's. There is so much good stuff here. Nuggets gear, Avs gear, obviously all the Broncos gear. I saw some Jahdae Barron jerseys, which is kind of fun.
Wow.
Those hadn't been in before. But yeah, I mean, whatever you're looking
Broncos
for.
Here earlier.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh,
yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. Also, like signed Nikola Jokic basketball over there for those of us who don't have them. Ryan has one, but he's not even here. Dick's Sporting Goods is a place to go for top brands: Nike, Adidas, FP Movement, DNVR. which we love. Get your gear fast with free curbside pickup at your nearest store. Remember, if you find a lower price, they've got price match guarantee. Every season starts at Dick's.
And shout out to our friends over at Game Time, where we got a near playoff game this weekend in the Mile High City. We got Broncos, Jags. If you want to get your tickets, you want to get in to the game, whether it's today that you want to buy them, whether it's Sunday morning, you got to check out our friends over at Game Time. And they're called Game Time. One of the reasons is because you can get tickets as close to game time. Sometimes it's even the best tickets. So go to Game Time. They've got the best user interface out there. And then maybe that Week 18 game is also truly a playoff game. You can get your tickets for that over at Game Time. And then the playoffs Game Time ticket is going to be the place to go to get your tickets. So you're going to get $20 off your first purchase by using the code DNVR after you download the Game Time app. That's code DNVR after downloading the Game Time app. Create an account and use that code DNVR. Terms apply. Use that code DNVR. Download the Game Time app today. And shout out to our presenting sponsor, Bet365. Use that code DNVR365 when you sign up. Place a $5 bet. After depositing $10, you can get $150 in bonus bets. And shout out to our wonderful host, Dick's Sporting Goods, where, man, people are clearly doing their Christmas shopping, getting in the holiday mood. And shout out to Big Brothers Big Sisters for an awesome event later tonight as well. Ryan, I'm waiting. I need to know this take.
This is the mark of elite defenses, is how well can you sustain the nicks and bruises of a season. If I remember correctly, David Bruton was definitely asked to start multiple games during the Super Bowl season. And I think Shiloh Ko started a game for the Broncos during that run.
I think you're right.
And I'm pretty sure he was just signed randomly in the middle of the season, and then they were just like, oh, injury, we need you to play.
Didn't he tweet at Wade Phillips to sign him? Was that him?
I think you're right. Yes.
I think he did, and it worked.
I think you're right, yeah.
Huh.
Those guys were super banged up. I was talking about it with Akib and TJ when TJ was on. Like, they had this guy named, like, the master body worker who was, like, trying to do all these miracles on them, and it worked. They actually came back and played in the Super Bowl. But, like, if you remember, like, Darian was banged up and TJ was banged up throughout that season. Chris was banged up throughout that season. I think Akib even missed a game. So the great defenses are built for this. And when you're asked to come in and you're PJ Locke, it's a really great position for you to be in, because you're not thinking like, oh, God, do I have to cover for Talanoa? Are these linebackers, do they know what they're doing?
Right.
Like, everyone knows what they're doing. You just come in, you do exactly what you're asked to do, what your job is, and you're going to be successful.
And what I'll tell you is George Payton and Sean and the personnel department have done an incredible job building great depth at every level of the defense. Now, like you said, we hope that this is the only one that we see, but you have great outside linebacker depth. I mean, fantastic outside linebacker depth. Inside, on the defensive line, you've got really good depth. We've seen it for a couple of years now with Justin Simmons, his ability to play now. He did leave the game with an injury there, so we're going to have to follow that to see where he's at. And then at the cornerback position, Ryan, you talk about being able to weather storms when a good player's out. The Broncos did that earlier this year with Pat Surtain. That was a very concerning injury, I think, for all of us. Like, how many games is this going to cost the Broncos? Cost them 0 wins. The Broncos did not lose when Pat Surtain was out, and that is just a fantastic job of covering that up.
Alex was out?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
The one game.
Wait, who was anybody out weeks 2 and 3?
And we identify them.
Yeah, they would be the reason the Broncos are winning.
Most valuable players on the Broncos.
MVP.
Anyone out 2 or 3?
Next break, I can look back through the injury reports.
Maybe DJ Jones?
There was... Zach Allen went down in week 3. There was someone that missed, though. We're going to have to find
we're gonna have to check.
and see exactly
We're going to have to look back through. But, yeah, I mean, you have options. PJ obviously is just built for this role. Like, that's why they keep him around, is for this exact reason. And he's been a playmaker in the past. He's made a whole bunch of really big plays for this team. The forced fumble against the 49ers to win that game back in the day. He had a pick that won a game back in the day. Tackles for loss.
Against Jordan Love.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I think the interesting part, though, is just seeing how he's going to fit with Hufanga, because you want Hufanga in the box, you want PJ in the box. Next thing you know, everybody's in the box. And I don't think that's if you're willing to blitz and send guys all the time, it's not a bad plan. Zach like that one.
Because Dion, anytime I want to vibe check on like if a joke hit or like how it's gone,
Right.
I look at Dion and he just had this smirk that wouldn't go away. So he liked that one, Henry.
Dion likes some of the jokes sometimes. I mean, it's just an interesting difference because PJ isn't a one-for-one replacement for Hufanga, but he is like 90% along that way. Whereas with Brandon, you're just talking about a different skill set. There's more speed. There's more like stickiness, coverability, twitchiness. Whereas PJ, when you get him going downhill, he is a really good football player. I mean, that's why he was a starting NFL safety and probably will be after this year, regardless of whether, when he probably goes on and finds himself a new home, wherever Vance Joseph goes. But I am curious to see what the structure looks like. Like if you're willing to play Hufanga deep more, if you just say, PJ, we need you to step in, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it will be. It will be interesting to see. Also, guys, really quick before we continue this conversation, Merry Giftmas, because we are we're giving out $50 to the locker every single day for 12 days leading up till Christmas. We've got it right here. The Dick's Sporting Goods Giftmas we've got today.
Yes, and I want to show it to you, but it does have the barcode on it. So unfortunately, I think that we aren't going to be able to show you this gift certificate, but from this side, man, does it look good. You want this one.
It does.
Yep.
It does. Just click the link in our description below to get yours.
It's finally over for you guys.
Yep, we're screwed.
What is? They
found out.
Wow, we got security here.
I was like, you guys finally got found out. It's all over now. Yes,
Great day. Yes.
All your Christmas shopping done?
Trying
Working
to.
on it.
Hardly begun.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
I still got quite a few presents to buy.
Yes.
Buy them all, it's another one, wrap them, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it takes a lot of paper.
Good to see you guys.
No,
Thank
good
you.
on
Definitely.
You weren't kidding.
The boys
They were
are
coming
good.
for us.
The take police were here for Henry.
So guys,
that's who they were.
there has.
I thought they were just the normal kind.
Guys, I figured out who the Broncos MVP is. It hit me. Who was out week 2 and 3 and their only losses?
Who was it?
Malcolm Roach.
Evan Ingram is the Denver Broncos MVP. He got hurt in the middle of the week 2 game, and then he did not play in week 3, I believe. Or maybe he got hurt in the week 3 game.
Wow.
Shoot, maybe
Speaking
I'm
of
not right.
getting hurt and how it impacts the game, it is absolutely driving me insane the way that Packers fans are acting like the only reason they lost is because Christian Watson and Micah Parsons got hurt. Like they're like, we were up 9 when Christian Watson got hurt. It's like, well, yeah. But also that was the interception that then led to the drive. Like Christian Watson wasn't going to go play defense and stop the Broncos from scoring on that drive.
And
Technically,
so then it was a 2-point game.
And what happens when the Packers throw the Christian Watson against the Broncos? The ball gets intercepted. Like it's not. Yeah, that's not what you need.
Guys, Pat Surtain was targeted 4 times. He gave up 1 catch, the first pass of the game for 5 yards. 1 pick, 0 passer rating allowed against him. He showed that he was back. I thought it very interesting. In the locker room, Riley Moss and some other guys were talking about Pat like kind of being out of his groove coming into this game, and they're like, he's back. He's back.
He's grooving.
Yep. He is grooving.
He looked pretty groovy with his sunglasses and all that.
Yeah. Pat always looks groovy. I'll tell you what. I think he's been on GQ before.
That's actually the first time in podcast history someone used the word groovy.
Really?
Groovy?
Even Mace?
Yeah, the big Mace word.
Yeah.
And speaking of, did you guys hear Ryan Clark? I think it was Ryan Clark yesterday.
I try my best. I try my best not to hear Ryan Clark.
Wait,
Did you
I
hear
don't
it, though?
understand why people are
did.
mad about
you
this.
did. So he was giving him a compliment, but he used the word, I blame Bo Nix for Micah Parsons tearing his ACL, and then went on to say just Micah Parsons had to work so hard to try to get after Bo Nix because Bo Nix is such a good athlete and so elusive and so hard to sack and take down that it put so much strain on Micah Parsons.
So why are people mad? Is it because they just read the headline of where it said, quote, I blame Bo Nix for the injury?
And because he probably, that's the first thing you hear, and then people click off. Exactly. But because he phrased it as, I blame Bo Nix for the injury.
Yeah, it was a compliment. It was actually a compliment to both players. Like, no one really can be mad. He was talking about how much effort Micah Parsons was giving chasing Bo Nix around all day, and that's That's the thing about Bo Nix, man. Like, we go up against these pass rushers, and you watch their film from the weeks prior, and you're like, man, this is scary. You watch Micah Parsons on Thanksgiving just destroying everything, and then it's just like, well, that just doesn't happen to Bo.
Yeah, and then you're like, wait, Bo's a way better athlete than Jared Goff. Like, it's going to be different.
What's the most sacks he's taken in a game? 3?
That must have happened at some point.
What about this year? You think 3?
We can guess or we can check. We are in the information era.
Let's check that there. And also, really quick, with Packers fans blaming the injury of Parsons on why they lost, you know how many sacks Parsons had before he got injured?
0. I know that because Henry hit his parlay.
Oh,
right.
Did you go, 0
It was
Parsons
0
sacks?
Parsons sacks, Broncos money line parlay.
Oh, my gosh.
Plus 475.
Oh, my
So good.
gosh. That is, plus money on both.
Yep.
So you hit it there. That just shows that, that's not the case. If Parsons had like 2 sacks in the first half before I got hurt, okay, maybe. But no, not the case at all.
One team has sacked Bo Nix 3 times in a game this year.
Great Christmas coming for that lady's family. She's got a Pats or Tan jersey and a Bo Nix jersey.
Wow.
Or both for herself.
Could be.
One for the
Potentially.
Jags game, one for the Chargers game week 18.
Potentially.
And then just use them in the playoffs right there. One team. Okay, give me a hint.
In the division.
Chargers.
Wait, what was the
No.
question?
One team has
had-
sacked Bo 3 times.
Chiefs.
No.
Oh, the
Raiders.
Raiders.
The Raiders is the one thing they've done. Yeah.
I mean, that's
No.
what, like, Max Crosby's going to, I'm sure he had at least one of those.
Right.
That is
That was this year?
Yep. A couple 4-sack games last year.
Oh, the first one. I mean, yeah, of course.
Sorry.
That was a disaster.
Sorry.
of a
I was
game.
looking at touchdowns.
Yeah.
One 4-sack game last year, just the Ravens.
Oh, that game
Only
doesn't
one
count.
other 3-sack game, and that was also the Raiders.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jeez.
All
Well,
that-
by the way, Bo Nix never lost to the Raiders.
And
Never
somehow
lost.
the Raiders are the only team that consistently sacks Bo Nix.
More sacks, better.
Bo Nix has. Yeah, Sean would not agree with you on that one. Bo Nix also has put himself in a very good position to beat the Chiefs in every single game he's played.
Absolutely. By the way, speaking, I'm just getting things off my chest.
Yeah, let's
do
it.
Kliss put out the Bo Nix Russell Wilson comparison through 30 games, and everyone was acting like, oh, so there's just no difference here, and we were just ignoring 60 sacks
Yeah.
in 30 games.
Yeah.
Yep.
An additional 2 sacks per game. That is insane.
And also, one was over a 10-year vet, and the other was a rookie. So, give me Bo's next 30 games, what his sacks are going to be.
Yeah, I mean, 40 to 100.
Yeah.
100 sacks in 30 games.
Yep.
Right? It's the passer ratings within 0.2 and the completion percentage is basically the same. You go all the way through. And then
All
also
of that is really just a credit to Sean Payton,
wow.
because he did some heavy lifting getting those numbers up for Russ over that.
Absolutely.
that last
In the
year.
second year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, totally. I mean, that's just 2 drives a game that are killed by a sack.
Yep.
Every game.
Man.
Big difference.
Yeah, Sean would say those are equivalent to turnovers there. All right, we have, to wrap up this conversation, we got to talk about one potential name, or the Eric Weddle, as Henry was saying. Is there someone out there that the Broncos could sign to replace and help replace Brandon Jones? That's coming up next.
Shout out to Mack Weldon. They have so much good stuff. You might know them for when they just made underwear, but the underwear was so good, they had to make all sorts of other stuff too. So whatever you're looking for, shirts, pants, trying to go out at night, going to a wedding, going to the gym, going to work, they've got something for you. All sorts of really cool stuff, including the Tech Linen line. Looks like just nice, easy, classic linen, but actually has that Cool Max technology that keeps you cool all day, super comfortable. Again, whatever you're looking for, the shorts, the hoodies, the shirts, it really is good stuff. That's how the company has grown, from underwear to everything that you could think of beyond that. The Warm Knit collection is out now, which you can go check out, of course, over at MackWeldon.com. Best part is, if you go over there and you use the code DNVR, you get 20% off your first order of $125 or more. So go to MackWeldon.com. That's MackWeldon.com, promo code DNVR.
The best relationship advice I can give is using Monarch. with your significant other, because I think most relationships start with just money fights. Those are where things start and fall apart. You get Monarch, boom, you are going to be set. In fact, that's why Ryan's no longer here. We didn't use Monarch together, so now Dre has joined us for a couple of minutes, which I'm very thankful for, and we're going to use Monarch, Dre, because Monarch is named the best app for couples, and it's also named CNBC's top fintech company in the world. It's named the best budgeting app of 2025 by Wall Street Journal. And the cool thing about Monarch is it puts all of your finances into one place so you can see. So you can take your investments, you can take your savings, you can take your checking, you can take your debit card and credit cards, and puts it all in one place. So it makes it very, very simple. I talked to a friend recently and they're like, oh yeah, of course I have Monarch. And if you want to be like my friend, use that code DNVR over at monarch.com in your browser for 50% off your first year. That's monarch.com and code DNVR for 50% off. And shout out to our wonderful host today, Dick's Sporting Goods. Man, there's so many people flowing in and out of here, and so many cool things in here.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing in here?
We're surrounded. That Nuggets coat. I mean, that you could literally just like go anywhere and point to it and be like, that is awesome.
Some lacrosse sticks. We need to get into that batting cage.
Wood baseball bat just came down the escalator, so we're sitting at the bottom. We're in the basement right now.
Somebody has to unlock those, which made sense after I think about it. But, so baseball bat's locked, golf club's not locked, though. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is fascinating.
I've learned a lot about Dick's today. Dick's Sporting Goods today.
Wow, you've been inside, and that's a great way to learn about it.
Yep.
Okay, so guys, let's. I'm sure we've had we can't really see the Toyota chat today, but I'm sure there's been a name. Oh wow, you guys, yeah.
Feel free.
I'm sure there's a lot of Justin Simmons in here about how the Broncos should sign him, because that's all I've seen with the Brandon Jones news in the past 24 hours. And this isn't opinion. I think Broncos Country needs to move on from that idea of Justin Simmons coming back to the Broncos with this current regime right now. And also PJ Locke. We just talked about how he is the perfect backup, the perfect replacement. Shouldn't even call him a backup. Should just call him like a secondary starter. But I'm sorry that is I am pretty darn certain that would not happen. So it's going to be PJ Locke. Let's get behind him.
Yeah, I think if people read between the lines here, they can figure it out. There's been plenty said about this already. But I will say this. If there is any more injuries to this area of the team, I will start to advocate for that.
Okay.
Also, if the box gets too full, if you feel like you need somebody who can play deep, he would be. I mean, if there was a complaint about him, it's that in the box, I don't know what he brings to the table compared to other. There's no doubt that in terms of a pure center fielder, he was the best in the NFL for years on end.
Yeah. 100%. I mean,
he'd be a perfect fit.
More interceptions on Patrick Mahomes than anyone. And this kind of ties into the Eric Weddle conversation. Did you guys see the person that went up the escalator? About at the top right now, not in the Nuggets one.
Oh,
but
I have that hoodie. Oh.
Yes, you do
No,
have
I
that
didn't.
hoodie.
No.
So that Bo Nix jersey, the one that guy's holding, he's wearing a Chargers hat. So even
Oh.
Charger fans right
they're
now
converting.
are converting. And that reminds me of the Eric Weddle. And that's what Eric Weddle did?
Well, he went
It's
to the
kind of
Rams.
the Justin Simmons, though?
Yeah, well, Chargers to Rams.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, took the year off, and then the Rams lost their safety, and then at the start of the playoffs, they signed Eric Weddle, and everybody was really excited about it, and it basically got almost not quite as much as the Phillip Rivers attention, but pretty close to that.
And then they went to the Super Bowl.
They won the Super Bowl.
They
did.
year.
Yeah,
Wait, did he play?
he did. He was very important. Played through a ruptured pec.
No.
Yes.
That's crazy.
So he came out of retirement
Yep.
and played with a ruptured pec.
In the Super Bowl, Torres Peck continued to play. Came up on a previous
Okay.
podcast this week, actually.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Or last time we were talking about pecs. Could be Pat's Peck.
Yeah, it might have been.
Right.
And that actually gives me hope that Justin will still be able to get with the team for a playoff run. And it seems like that's kind of what he's been waiting for, is just the right opportunity for a playoff team. And, man, if Eric Weddle did it, Justin Simmons is much younger than Weddle was. Is that right?
Certainly younger than he is now.
And I think we'd all love to Yeah, that's true. We'd all love to see him get an opportunity.
That guy just went up. Why is he coming back?
Hey, just enjoys the ride.
He wants to show us how cool his sweatshirt is that he got from Dick's.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you
I have
what,
that
it's a
hoodie.
very cool sweatshirt.
I almost wore that one today.
That would have been crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Broncos also made a fascinating move yesterday. The Broncos claimed a running back, Cody Schrader. Does that name ring a bell with you, Ryan?
Nope.
Because I know Henry's done some research on it.
Yeah.
Well, there's
No, it does because I saw that they signed him.
okay. So there's a reason that it would ring a bell with you, and there's a reason it wouldn't. He has one carry. Oh, so they claimed him. He was most recently on the Texans. They claimed him, which means he's on the 53-man roster. This is not a practice squad move. So this is the first running back the Broncos have signed to the 53-man roster since they built their roster. So this is kind of a significant move. And the reason you wouldn't know his name, he has one carry for 3 yards in his NFL career. The reason you would know his name is he was finished 8th in the Heisman voting a couple of years ago from a running back from Missouri. I believe he had 14 or 1,600 yards and 14 or 16 touchdowns that year. He went absolutely off his final year and has just bounced around the NFL for a couple of years, but him isn't really what makes me perk up.
He also won the Burlsworth Trophy. Do either of you know what that is for?
Top running back in the country.
Guy who
Of course
most
not.
worthy of being burly.
No. It is the most outstanding FBS player who started their career as a walk-on.
Wow.
Interesting.
So a true underdog story.
True
And
underdog
was he
story.
undrafted in the NFL?
Yes, he was undrafted.
Maybe he has that again.
I have a potential reason for this, though, and I Googled him to double-check this.
What's the reason?
Former Jag.
Ah,
Oh.
yes.
And I'm not saying he was formerly just a guy. I'm saying he was
Right.
on the Jacksonville Jaguars, so maybe some inside scouting.
Yeah, exactly.
The
So
Jags fans are already crying about it.
yes, they very
Really?
much are, including. Well, I'll just stop there. What really catches my attention about this? That's a really good point, Ryan, as a former Jag, but also it makes me worried about RJ Harvey. And because, again, Broncos have picked up running backs as practice squad guys, but never on the 53-man roster. And we know that RJ Harvey suffered an injury near the end of that game.
Yep.
And the Broncos make this move pretty much immediately to get another running back. They've only gone with 3 running backs the whole year. Now they have 4. Does that really mean that they have 3? I'm really worried. We'll know more tomorrow at practice, but that does have my antennas up big time, and that scares the hell out of me, guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm scared about it. I'm monitoring it. It also could be a situation where the Broncos have had room to add a running back ever since they lost JK, and they just came across a guy that they wanted.
That's true.
Or it's possible that when RJ was not in there at the end of the game, they were like, man, it would really be nice to have a running back who has some meat to him.
Also, a Charger fan is having regrets about his Bo Nix jersey.
Oh, you're so right.
But yeah, it is interesting because so
You're
essentially,
right. Really quick, I was
Yeah.
wrong. They did carry 4 running backs early in the season. I'm sorry about
Yeah.
that.
Yep. And then so getting rid of Sincere McCormick, you wind up with the same number in the locker room. Obviously now 1 more on the active roster, 1 less on the practice squad. But yeah, I mean certainly not a great sign by any means. But I guess good sign he isn't on IR right now since
Yeah.
they already moved Brandon Jones.
Yep. Very, very good sign for that. So we'll continue to follow that as the week goes on. And let's get to what?
Nothing.
Another Dion smirk, man.
He's in the chat.
Oh, Dion's in the chat.
Dion.
Wow, Henry, you're typically the monitor of that.
Yeah,
now
somebody-
you're gonna have Henry
somebody
in the
insulted
chat.
me.
Ryan's gonna be jumping in the chat. I'm gonna be all alone here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's hear from Sean talking about Riley Moss, because can you guys give me a word, or maybe not say the word since we're not allowed to, but give me a word for Riley Moss's pass interference penalty that was called on him this week.
Pale interference.
Wow. Did you just come up with that now?
No, that's what they're calling it.
Wow, that's a good one. Okay, Henry, do you have a word for it?
Unlucky.
Wow, you guys, I'll just say BS is what I'd say.
Yeah.
Sean used a different word,
Yes.
and no one really knows what it is. So let's hear from Sean. And we included the question in this because Sean was asked about the PI call yesterday. We included the question in this because listen for Sean. He pops in a little bit of this question. Let's.
Riley Moss has had several soft DPI calls, including yesterday. I'm wondering if you think he's got a little bit of an undeserved reputation, and how do you think he's been handling that?
Fair question, but there's been, look, he continues to compete. I can't say the word, but it begins with an A relative to that call. It's just, holy cow. And it's something that's frustrating, I'm sure, for him, but he'll keep competing. He's tough. Came back with a big interception. The one in New York was brutal. But he'll keep competing. We've got to get better in overall at seeing and being consistent officiating those calls.
The A word. The A word.
Abhorrent, asinine, awful, actual bullshit.
Yeah, my guess was number 2, asinine.
Does he think that he can't say that because it has ass in it?
I don't think he'd care about that.
I think he was just saying he can't say the word because he doesn't want to get fined.
Exactly. Right. I think that's exactly why. So it could have been any of those.
But everyone was then looking for like curse words with an A.
Yeah.
And it's a short list.
That call was, I guess, the call was ass. That would have.
That would have been hilarious if that's what it said.
Would have been.
But I love that, and I love that he's got Riley's back. And guys, Riley has, I believe, the 5th most penalties called on him in the NFL this year, and the number 1 most called defensive pass interference penalties, and it's not even close. He has 10 called against him this year. I think the second guy is at 5 right now, which is just the A word.
It's asinine.
It's very asinine. I don't know how this problem gets fixed because they just keep calling it on him. Sleeves?
You don't want Henry's opinion on this. He's already been dragged enough for it.
Okay, then do you want me to leave you out?
I'll just say, I mean, you see exactly what the refs saw. Like, when you grab a guy's arm and run 10 yards with his arm held back, and it's tough because Matthew Golden, I think one of the best takes I saw is that Riley kind of got screwed because Matthew Golden is a rookie receiver who isn't smart enough to just, like, try to go get the ball. And the fact that he just wasn't even trying to pull this arm up makes it look even more like Riley's just holding it back. But no, I mean, that's the kind of thing that gets ignored all the time. I think it's that's the annoying part, is that you either call it all the time or you don't, and it doesn't always get called. But again, like when you watch, like, he's holding his arm back, and you're not allowed to hold the guy's arm away when he wants to go get the football.
Yeah, I mean, it's just he's clearly getting officiated more tightly than other players at his position, and it's kind of like it's going both ways now, because we're extremely sensitive to any time he gets called for it because the whistle has been so tight on him, and the refs, I feel like, think that he has this reputation, so they're being more liberal with their feelings towards his pass interference. So it's just like a self-fulfilling prophecy at this point, and it's terrible for us.
Yeah, it is. And the Broncos have been able to get through it and win 11 straight without it. But what you really can't have is the unfortunate circumstance that Sean has had throughout his career. And when the playoffs come around, you get dinged for it, and it does cost you a game. So hopefully the NFL is able to change that and not have, what do you call it, pale interference anymore?
Pale interference.
Hopefully not be calling that anymore. Okay, we are going to take a look at just who the Broncos will play, not in the first round of the playoffs, but who could they play in the second round of the playoffs? How are things shaping up? That's coming up next.
Shout out to our friends over at Shady Rays. Shady Rays are awesome. Even in the winter here, it's sunny. Even today it was hot. My car said it was 67 degrees on the way over here, which is just stupid. But I was telling Dre, I have a wedding on Tuesday on a lake in Minnesota, and I'm going to be really missing the 67 degrees here.
Yes, you will.
Yeah. That's going to be a cold place. Shady Rays, though, even if you're at a cold lake in Minnesota, wear your Shady Rays. They really are the best that you're going to find. again, like the polarization is great. They look good. The price is awesome. They're durable. They're not too expensive. It's literally anything that you could be asking for. Best part is if you lose them or break them, even on day one, Shady Rays will send you a brand new pair. There's no guilt trip. They just give you a replacement. So wherever you are, a hike, concert, a cold lake, we've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Head to shadyrays.com. Use code DNVR for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people.
And how about this? Our friends over at Bet365 are saying that the Denver Broncos are going to win the AFC Championship this week because they've got the Broncos as 3-point favorites over at Bet365, and they have the Cowboys as favored to win over the Chargers. And if those two things happen, you will be the AFC champion or AFC West champions, the Denver Broncos, and you can put that together in a parlay over at Bet365, about plus 250 for that to happen, or about plus 200 for that to happen. So you can win money and have the Broncos win the AFC West.
It's enough to buy you an AFC West Champions t-shirt at Dick's that they would have in stock in just a week. You can self-fund your gear.
Incredible. And you can do it with bonus bets because when you sign up over at Bet365, use that code DNVR365, deposit $10, place a $5 bet, you are going to get $150 in bonus bets in your account, which then you can use to fund the Broncos winning the AFC West, which then you can use to buy yourself Broncos gear over at Dick's. It is a perfect marriage right there. And, of course, you must be 21 and older, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, once help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. All right, we got Dick's. We got Big Brothers, Big Sisters. We got Broncos talk. I got my guys here. It's almost a perfect day. The only thing that can make it better is realizing it is Taco Tuesday. Let's see what Taco Bell's got in store for us.
Taco Tuesday, and I've got the Rockies guys who know a thing or two about tacos because that's a staple in Rockies world. But look at this sampling, just amazing. Pick your poison, boys.
All right,
what do you want? A little soft cantina chicken taco?
I've actually never gone with the breakfast burrito, so I'm going to try this for the
it.
first time on camera.
I'm gonna go chicken cantina burrito. What does cantina mean?
Pass me a soft taco, and then I gotta see what's in here.
Habla español cantina.
Barra, which is bar.
Nice.
Oh,
there you go.
The type of
chicken
bar.
bar taco. Fucking
Look
right.
at this cantina chicken quesadilla
Oh
right
my God,
here.
it's so good. We got a little guac. We were just saying
guac,
before this.
Sour, sauce boss all over the place.
I was going to say Taco Bell, like you can't go wrong because you got so many different sauces.
We'll see about that.
That is good stuff. Buff boxes, they're gone, but Taco Bell still in on the buffs. Tell them who you want them to support next year. Big season for Coach Prime and the Buffs. They're big supporters. Happy Taco Tuesdays, everybody.
Chicken cantina burrito.
Happy Taco Tuesday to Andre and the Rockies, fellas. They had a feast there. Actually, is that Taco Bell right there?
Yeah.
Taco Bell walked through the store. Impressive. Wow,
Yeah.
he knew just when to show up with the tie. I think that was Baja Blast.
Yeah, I'm on my own for dinner tonight, and it's very much just Taco Bell's very high on the list.
Anytime it was me and my dad on our own for dinner when my mom was out, we knew where we were going. It was Taco Bell.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That's definitely a go-to in those situations. Okay, so before we dive into the playoff picture, Henry, you brought up another name for potentially moving to safety.
Well, there is Jahdae Barron, who you guys may have heard of. First-round draft pick. Doesn't get on the field all that much. Seems like you might want to get him on the field a little bit more. Has played pretty well. Generally, when he's been on the field, hasn't been perfect. Especially, man coverage. Some guys get a little bit loose against him. But, it's been months since we've seen him just, blow a coverage. Again, when you look at what he did in college, the majority of it comes in the slot. Hardly played boundary corner until his final season when he was 2-to-1 outside to inside. A lot of the appeal is his ability to play as a blitzer, to provide a bit of a presence in the box. Again, maybe that's a little bit of an overlap with what you have with PJ. Having him sit deep and just read everything in front of him would be a new experience, but I'm sure his name has been brought up in the time since Brandon Jones has been hurt.
people, like, I'm already seeing in the comments, like, a lot of adverse reactions to this. The thing is, like, you can do it without doing it, if you know what I mean. Like, you can put him in safety roles on 3rd and long where you have better coverage without saying, like, we're moving Jahdae to safety for the rest of the season, which I think is not only possible but probably likely. You don't want, like, Talanoa and PJ in a 100% pass down. You would just rather have more corners. And so I think that you can kind of have that, you can kind of have the best of both worlds without having to commit to anything.
Yeah, I am leaning more so with the people. And he hasn't played that role, but now, Ryan, you do bring up a good point. There are some places. I just don't want to put too much more on his plate, put more on his plate that he hasn't done for the past 6 months of being here. But I am okay with the situational things as long as it's not too much.
Yeah.
Just make a package with one safety.
Also,
see what it looks like. Roll it out there.
When you drafted him, you're just like, this guy's just a ball player, and that's what we love about him.
Yep.
You got to just let him do that.
Go play ball.
Yeah.
Man, and if he's able to just take down tight ends like he has been able to, that would be very, very nice. Okay, let's look at this playoff picture right now. Dion, you can pull up the bracket right now. So we got the 1 through 7, of course. Broncos at 1, Patriots number 2, Jags at 3. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers at 4. Those are all the division winners. Then the wild card, the Chargers are the first wild card, followed by the Bills and the Texans. And so the way the NFL playoffs work, it's not like the NBA, where the NBA, you know exactly who you're going to play in the next round if you win in that first round.
Yep.
The NFL does reseeding, and so that means we don't know exactly who the Broncos are going to play. Yes, it is. It is a better system.
Probably.
Although, guys, does it shape up well for the Broncos right now? So the Broncos get the bye. The next game that the Broncos will play would be against the team with the worst seed. So let's say the Texans, who would be playing the Patriots, go on the road into Foxborough and win that game. We know who the Broncos are playing. The Broncos will be playing the Houston Texans. How would you feel about that?
Don't love it, but this is the playoffs. Time to sack up and get shit done. You can't complain about who you're playing. You already got the layup of not having to play in the first round.
Right.
That's the time where you would earn a easier matchup with that. Not even the Patriots would get the advantage of doing so. Like the Patriots just had to play them. Now you get to play them. If you have the 1 seed, you're going to play a good team. You're 2 rounds away from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, very fair.
Yep, and I think you pretty much know that the 3 wild cards are going to be the Chargers, Bills, and Texans in some order. There's a chance, the Bills are able to surpass the Patriots. Most likely, though, that's going to be the group. And knowing that that's the group, you'd obviously most like to play the Chargers, then you like to play the Texans, then you like to play the Bills. Maybe there's some people with some outside opinions, but I think that that's kind of how it shapes up. I think, to me, the big thing is, assuming the Broncos get the 1 seed, they still have some work to do to nail that down. I think that you want the best of the wild card teams in that 7 seed. Because if you put them in the 7 seed, yes, it does mean if there are multiple upsets, you might wind up having to play them in the second round. It also means that team has to go to New England, and one of those 2 teams is going to be out. So if you get the Bills going to New England again, I think the Patriots just knock them out, and then you don't have to worry about them in the second round. But even if the Bills win that game, then hey, that means you don't have to play the Patriots in the AFC Championship. You're left with the Jags, the Steelers, the Chargers, and I guess potentially the Texans could be in there too.
Here's a hot take. I think all 3 wildcard teams are better than the division winners outside of the Broncos. Now, Patriots makes it a little spicy because of the Chargers, but the Bills and Texans, I think, right now are better than the Steelers, Jags, and Patriots.
When I did this with the Keeb, we did ranking the matchups you want the most, and so the opposite side of that was the ones you want the least, and it was number 1, Bills, was the one you want the least, number 2, Patriots, number 3, Texans. And I think I would potentially put the Texans over the Patriots. To me, it just comes down to what do you do at an elite level. And the Texans play elite defense, which is going to make it hard to score, rather than the Patriots, who are like if you had to pick something elite from them, it would probably be their vertical passing game. So the Broncos, you like that matchup with them.
Yeah.
So I like there's a world where I would put Texans potentially number 1.
There's also a case of the Patriots just being so good in so many ways that makes it hard for anything to stand out. It was like that run game, like it's Travion Henderson ripping off the back-to-back ridiculous runs to go up 21-zip in the last game. You're just like, oh, well, you have that. You do have the run defense. You do have a lockdown corner. You do have so. I'd still rather see the Texans than the Patriots, but I agree. It's not tough.
Man, if I'm the Patriots, and let's say it finishes the way it is, and the Patriots get the 2 seed and have to play the Texans, I'd be so pissed because the Jags and because the 2 teams below them are worse, and then they're the division winners. But I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, I was thinking about this today. Like the 1 seed in the NFL is like exponentially more valuable than any other sport.
100%. NBA, you still have to play.
Yeah,
well, it's against probably not a good team.
Every other sport other than college football, you have to play.
Yeah.
And getting that bye is just huge. And then the reseed, which the reseed potentially not as helpful this year, but in most years it's very helpful. And that's what made that win over the Packers so important. Like there was a time in the morning where all of a sudden that game became like exponentially more important than we ever really thought during the week.
Yep. Yeah. And now also the Broncos can clinch everything by Christmas night, which is crazy.
Right. So this was brought up, if we have time, quickly. So if that were to happen, is the strategy actually rest the starters that night, then play them against the – is it possible for them to clinch it before the game?
No.
I think it is.
So
before the game.
If the Broncos – so this week, if the Broncos win, the Patriots, Chargers, and Bills all lose, then none of them could catch the Broncos.
So it would be over on Sunday. Actually, Monday.
Right, because they'd have 2 losses. So max possible before if they lose out. Patriots.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. It can happen Sunday. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
In this world,
yeah.
Is the strategy actually rest Christmas, play against the Chargers, then rest and then play?
I might just play them for the first half in each.
Sure.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, especially because the Chiefs at that point are going to be playing backups.
It's a short week, though, on Christmas, though. That's just like such a layup to just say we're not playing our starters.
And the Chiefs are going to be without Mahomes. If Travis Kelce wants to play next year, I would sit him as well. Anyone that is in your plans for next year, if you think Patrick Mahomes is going to be back for next year for like one last run with Travis Kelce and maybe one last run with Andy Reid, you're sitting.
Now that I think of it, it's hard to play him for a half because you don't have enough subs. Like, when you only get 46 guys on game day, like, you can't really go that route.
So you have to make your inactive starters.
Right. In a perfect world, like, and to me, the Chiefs would still be desperate, and they'd still feel like they have a chance, which obviously, unfortunately, they don't have a chance for my world. But if you could go in there, and all the Chiefs fans are like, oh, are the Broncos going to play their starters? Are they going to play their starters? And you go out there with your starters for, like, a quarter just to scare them. It'd be so good, but I'm all right with them just being dead, too.
Obviously, it's all about
show up.
It's doing what's best for the playoffs. But, man, it would be special having a 14-game win streak going into the playoffs, and that would be the longest in franchise history. Right now, the longest in franchise history is 13. Back in, 97 season, to be able, they start 13-0. To be able to have a 14-game win streak going into the playoffs would be awesome. But obviously, if Sean thinks it's best to rest the guys for one of those games. But I think that is a very interesting point, Ryan.
I don't like them not playing for 19
weeks,
days.
It would be if, let's say they do play on Christmas. If they don't play after that, I think it would be 24 days of not playing.
No. Cannot do that.
Yeah.
Just can't do it.
Well, then how about let's just rest them for the Chiefs game too, and then it's like 30 days.
Yeah, no, you might as well just retire at that point.
Right.
It's crazy just that we are in this position where it's like,
I can't believe
should they rest players the second to last game of the season or the last game of the season? But Henry, you are right. The Broncos can wrap up everything.
What if
this weekend?
I feel like this would be such a Sean Payton thing to do. So they don't, they win, the Broncos win this week, But there's still like a couple things that need to happen for them to clinch, and Sean still rests them against the Chiefs.
That would be absolutely crazy.
I think he just wants to beat Andy Reid again. Like go. It won't be 38-0 again probably, but if you know they don't have Mahomes and they're just dead in the water, the opportunity to go in there and just beat them 27-3. I don't know if he could pass that up.
Do you guys remember last year when the Broncos destroyed them in Week 18 when they were playing, guys? Andy Reid was furious after the game. It was the first time he'd ever been shut out with the Chiefs. It was his largest defeat with the Chiefs, and even though they threw the white flag in before the game by not playing their starters or by not playing 8 of them, he was still so pissed off.
He's pissed at the Broncos, pissed at his team for sucking.
I think his team, but doesn't there also have to be like a little bit of what the hell are you doing on the other side? Like, we're giving you this win. I bet there's a little bit of that too. So if Sean did it in his house on Christmas night, that would just be, even better.
Yeah. But it'd be even better than better if Jarrett Stidham did it.
That would be good.
It would be. I mean, the preseason MVP.
Yeah.
He's got a chance to look really good. The Broncos have it in their own power to clinch without any help after Christmas or on Christmas night. That's what I was thinking, which is just
win the next 2 games.
Yep.
And you
that's it.
You've got everything.
And if the Browns wanted to help us out with a home win over the Bills, it's possible.
What's the weather like?
Hopefully
probably bad. I don't know. What do you want for Shador? Do you want
good weather.
Yeah,
Wait,
for the Broncos, you still want the good?
Yes.
Okay. Hopefully the Cowboys could beat the Chargers, of course.
They're favored.
Right. And Baltimore could win at home on Sunday Night Football against the Patriots.
They're desperate.
That Browns upset is the one that would set the whole day on fire.
And that one is an 11 a.m. start.
Yep.
So 11 a.m. start rolls right into the Broncos. Man, we got good 6 hours of football there.
Yep.
Oh, and then Sunday night is Patriots and Baltimore.
It just goes right through.
So the Broncos could clinch on Sunday Night Football. The 1 seed with 2 weeks left.
So everyone's a Shador fan this week.
Exactly.
The turntables.
we might need to plan to be at the bar for that. Party at the bar Sunday night. Like if the Browns pull off the upset, party at the bar.
One-seed party?
Sunday Night Football.
I mean,
what is the line?
I'm going to guess 12.5.
I'll go 14.5.
Opened 8.5, now 10.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. And it's in Cleveland?
The Browns were down 4 of their 5 starting offensive linemen last week.
Are any of them coming back?
What about this week? Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, ESPN gives them a 20.3% chance to win. That's higher than I thought.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
So, I'd take that too.
That means you should take the bet, according to the current odds.
And that's an 11 a.m.?
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll know that. Then obviously we'll know the Broncos. We would finish the post-game show right as
it kicks off.
What about
Sunday Night Football game was starting?
Wins Cowboys Chargers? Is that 11 or 2?
I
Feels
believe
like a
2
o'clock slate game.
It's 11 a.m. game.
Oh, it is.
So we'll know 2 of the 4 going into the Broncos. Man, maybe it is a number 1 seed party.
Maybe.
What I'll tell you is Sean, yesterday, he was asked about he said, knowing that you've clinched a playoff spot, what is your mindset going into these final 3 weeks? And he said, we are not thinking about the playoffs right now. We are focused on Jacksonville. So they'd have to.
But that also comes on the heels of him saying, like, we're focused on winning the division and getting the 1 seed.
It's true. It's a good point. It's a very good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Guys, the Jags this coming week, I think they're being overhyped. And I'm looking forward to diving into that conversation.
The Jags fans are chirpy.
Are they?
Yeah.
The few?
I guess, yeah. I'm kind of enjoying this. It seems like, kind of like you're trying to tell someone to act like they've been there when they haven't.
Yeah.
Like, no, we haven't. And I'm happy for them. I like that they're giving me a reason to want to not just beat them, but beat them into submission.
Because otherwise you're just like, man, I kind of feel bad for you.
Well, otherwise you're just like, this is weirdly important.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't feel like it should be.
No, it does not. So we're going to dive into the Jags. Henry kind of gave me a little hint of how he feels about the Jags. Maybe he feels a little better than them than I do. And Trevor Lawrence, also, this guy getting so much hype, and some of it's deserved. I think it might be a little too much. We're going to dive into that tomorrow we're going to have our guy Brian Baldinger on. Do you guys have any final thoughts before we wrap up and get to Big Brothers Big Sisters?
No, let's go shopping.
All right, let's go shopping. Shout out to Dick's for hosting us. Really, really cool store down here at Park Meadows. And shout out to Big Brothers Big Sisters for coming down here. That's going to do it for us today. We will see you tomorrow at noon, where we're going to have Brian Baldinger on to break down Trevor Lawrence, Bo Nix, Broncos, Jags.
God bless Bo Nix.
City like the mayor.